Hello my beautiful friend, it's King Gabriel here again. Today's video is turning life's challenges into miracles. And the reason for this one is I've been looking at the opportunities I've had to respond to certain people that have come towards me. And when I say come towards me, sometimes on Facebook, some people have things like trolls and all these things, and that's what they call them, at least people that come towards them and try to poke holes in what they're doing. And some people get really disturbed by that, right? I've had instances myself where I was like, really? Like, you have nothing else to do with your day but to come mess with my stuff? Like, this is my page, right? I can do what I want on my page, you do what you want on your page. But funny enough, instead of responding in a way that speaks of that sort of stuff, I reframe it and I wonder what's really going on with that individual for them to have all the time in the world to go do something like that. And when it's really thought about, I realize that in a sense they're trying to connect, and the thing that looks like poking holes could actually be them investigating to see if there's any reality to what's over there. They haven't found any reality in life as yet for themselves in certain ways, or they think they found reality, but the reality that they've found leaves them feeling empty or leaves them feeling sad. So in that sadness, they try to search through other things to figure out if there's anything that's real in the world. And yeah, there are a few things that are real in the world, right? So here's what's going on. An example of this for me was back in LA. I lived in LA for a little while. And while there was this one time where I was about to move, right? I was moving and I wanted to move to Marina del Rey from Venice. Now, if you ever went to Venice and you go down there, you'll see Venice is like, it's a cool area. It's got a lot going on, a lot of artists and musicians and people wanting to make it in the film industry and all these things. And these people are mostly like really artsy, right? And that might be a generalization, but that's the majority of the population down there, okay? So there I am, living down there and stuff, doing my thing. And in that experience, moving from there to Marina del Rey, which is like this upper class type area where the marina is, the docks, and all that stuff, and generally it's like a high class area. It was a challenge because to move from down there to up there, and just starting up as well, it was almost like you had to have certain qualifications and stuff to even get into the place I wanted to get into. Funny enough, though, while I was down there, the landlord that was down there switched up something on me. Right? She said I could paint, and I got really artistic and painted the whole room in these fabulous colors that I really liked. It was purple and green at the time with white and these pinstripes, and I wrote a whole nice paragraph in this stylistic font in silver next to the door, and it was a really artsy looking room and I loved it. And she said I could paint. When I was leaving though, she actually went and said that she said I couldn't paint and changed her mind about it and didn't give me back my deposit. So there I was about to move from one place to another with absolutely no way to have that happen apparently, and a bad story from there as well. Went over to the other place, and instead of really worrying about it or making it a big fuss, I was like, well, this is what's happening. Went over to the other place, and I was with my then girlfriend. We went into this place and it seemed like we weren't going to qualify or whatever, but somehow when I spoke to the lady that was sitting in the position of being able to let us in, she was able to tell us that, well, it didn't look like things were going to happen, but it just so happened that the story that clicked was the story from over there, because she herself had apparently moved from down Venice and had been in the same exact building that I was moving from to over there. So that story created a link, and she actually worked harder to help us to get in and got us in. So I got into this place in Marina del Rey, which was amazing, right? And that happened as a result of something that seemed to be totally negative from back there. So we don't really know in the long story what is negative or positive. Something that seems like it's there to hurt you can actually be there to help you in a way that you cannot even see. And that's just one story. There are many such stories. The key to it though is this. When I related the story to her, I did not relate the story in an angry way. I was not upset about it or steamed about it. It was just, well, this is what happened down there. And it's amazing because I really thought that she agreed to everything happening down there, but there was some change of mind at the last minute. And in relating that to her, she realized that I wasn't charged or upset about it as well. And so that created space for something to happen where she felt inclined to help, right? And that's really all miracles are. Miracles are extensions of love from one to another, someone wanting to help another, right? Anyone who chooses to help another in any instant is performing a miracle because they're helping that person to move forward, right? And that's all it is. So that's one instance. I could count out like many, many others. But the purpose of me saying all this is just to say that sometimes we look at things as if they're negative. But if we're focused on where we're going, all things work together for good. All things. All things. Not what we call good or we call bad. Us calling it good or bad is us using our human perspective to see within the limits that we can understand where a thing is going. But we do not know where it's going fully because we're viewing it from a limited perspective. When we open up and we let things happen as they need to for the fulfillment, then we see that all things, not some of the things, all things are working together for good, right? And good would be what you call good. Good would be the thing, the desire that you have in mind. It's happening. It's already happening. But are you allowing it to happen, or are you stopping it by challenging the trolls and trying to stop everybody who's doing what they're doing instead of telling them, oh, okay, so that was not my intention and I actually happy that that's your perspective. Can you show me what was going on there so I can understand where you're coming from? And have that conversation, and then open up a space where all of a sudden that person who was a troll might turn around and be your best friend, a person that is able to speak on your behalf and speak of the fact that they totally had you wrong. And that has happened to me a number of times before. People have been intent just by hearing about me on not liking me, or to be absolutely honest, they decided that they were going to hate me. But when they met me and interacted for the first time, their mind changed. And their mind didn't change because I forced. Their mind changed because I listened. I listened to what was happening there. And it's not a specific superpower per se. Everybody has this power. The ability to listen to another and see where they're really coming from. Not just assume that this is a bad person. Remember, everybody has programming, cultural programming, right? Programming that's on a daily basis from the media, right? And the media is heavy, by the way. You all know this, I don't have to say this. And programming from several other areas, religious programming, all of these things. So they have to look through all those filters to speak to you. And sometimes they may not be able to really see their way through. So you meet them halfway, let them know, hey, I'm not what you think I am at all, actually. And from that, we can move forward together in clarity. So, hope that makes a difference for somebody out there. Try your best not to be getting upset at people who don't even understand why they upset in the first place. See if you can love your way through and sift out things and help them through. And in your helping, you'll find that they are always there to help you as well. Talk to you soon again. Eternal love and infinite peace.